Okay? There's a bird flu released by the evildoers, classified medical research and science. They put the bird flu out there. Various different ways of contamination so birds would get it. Birds don't naturally get the bird flu. It's impossible. It's not possible for a bird to get the bird flu. A bird can't just come down with the flu. But for some reason, they figured out ways of putting it out there. Drones! Drones! Nobody knew what the drones are for. And they got it out there somehow, whatever it is. It's out there. Birds are getting it. Wild birds are dying all the time right now in massive droves and crops everywhere, from both the crops of birds and ag land that are happening, like the poultry and so forth, the fowl, all that. Turkeys included are all dying out there. But wild birds are dying, like robins, crows, and other birds too. Pretty soon at this rate, the bird flu is taking over the planet. There's a good chance, if God doesn't intervene or it doesn't stop at some point, in 3 to 5 years, all birds can be gone. Yes, all birds can be gone on the planet. All birds gone. Evildoers are putting the bird flu out there because they know it'll jump to humans. They've actually designed it to have the ability to jump to a human, even though it's not the normal process in which that virus works. But people are getting that virus. Evildoers put out the other flu that's out there now. There's a reason why hospitals are filled with that flu. The timing is actually lined up perfectly. That's what the evildoers did. They put the bird flu out there. They put the regular flu out there, the human flu. Because there's a fantastic chance someone with the human flu is going to get the bird flu here and there and everywhere, including, yes, men and women working at bird factories, chicken factories, egg factories. Those people pick it up first. They end up picking up the bird flu from the birds. Then they pick up the human flu. And they know that the amount of chicken factories around the world and bird factories around the world, they know there's going to be an incredible chance for that to happen from the workers working in these places. That they're going to eventually pick up the human flu somewhere, and they're going to pick up that human flu, and they're going to pick up the bird flu at the same time. And those are going to be the first people sending out the mutations. It's going to be the people working in the bird factories, in the chicken factories and so forth, hen houses and everything else for egg production and everything else. Those people are going to go out one night to a bar, whatever they're going to do on Friday night. They're going to pick up the influenza that's actually going around right now. Then they're going to go back to work on Monday, and they're going to pick up the bird flu, and they're going to have both those flus inside of them. And the evildoers know this. Eventually, a mutation is going to be sprung because both these viruses don't want to kill themselves. They want to work together, so they spar, they learn about each other, and then boom, they sequence. When they sequence, that's when the mess happens. They create a virus that A, wants to kill every chicken and bird there is in the world, and now wants to kill humans more than ever before. So now the flu becomes something different between the bird flu and that flu put together. It becomes a bug that wants to kill people at probably a 50% die-off rate. That's the goal, and that's what they're doing. What I recommend is stop eating chicken. Completely stop. I think everyone on the planet should stop eating turkeys and chickens and quails and pheasants and ducks. Who eats ducks? You always find somebody in a restaurant, fine dining, like, I'll have the duck. And yes, there are some people that have contracted the bird flu, like I said before, already, and you just got to line it up just right. What I'm talking about is the mutation that is coming, not the bird flu that's out there in the moment, but the mutation between the bird flu and the human flu, and that mutation and what's coming. Now, there's a chance it may not come, and there's a chance that it just might not happen, and I would say, for sure, that's God's intervention. But it could happen still all the same. The reason why you want to stop eating chicken or any kind of birds is because you don't want that inside your cells. You don't want chicken in your cells. Yes, it doesn't just go in your mouth and your stomach, down into your duodenum and your small intestinal tract, your colon, and out the other end, and it's gone. It actually sits in your body. It takes months to get it out. Months. You should do a cleanse. Maybe go to Cafe Gratitude and do a wellness reset cleanse. Maybe pick up a medical medium book. Do one of those cleanses. 369. And get the chicken out of your bloodstream. Get it out of your liver. Get it out of your cells. Get it out of your bones. so that you're free from that being in you. And the best thing that could have ever happened right now is eggs being scarce and egg prices going up, unless it's the only food you can eat for some reason because you have a medical condition and it's all you can eat is eggs blended in a blender or something like that. But the point is it's a good thing eggs are getting scarcer and it's hard to get eggs. Because nobody should be eating eggs or chicken right now because of what the plan is and what they're doing. And if you think it sounds crazy or anything, like, okay, good. Just think of it as just a fun story. We're just having fun today. And that's fine with me. Anyway, so what I recommend is get rid of the chicken. So here's how it works. You guys like my art skills? I'm an artist. Here's how it works. You eat the chicken, okay? Some of the chicken fat gets absorbed through the mouth. Yeah, believe it or not. Lots of different chemicals and hormones in the chicken. You don't eat chicken with hormones, but yes, you do. Every single chicken has hormones in it. Every single chicken does. Hormones get absorbed into your mouth from eating the chicken. Already you got the hormones. What the bird flu loves is the hormones, naturally occurring hormones in organic chicken, whatever, free-range chicken. It's one thing that occurs. The virus will feed off those hormones. You swallow the chicken, it's in your stomach right now. Okay? Your HCl is breaking it apart, starting to dissolve and break the proteins down. Because that's what your HCl does. If you got strong HCl, if you don't, the proteins just sit there and rot in your gut, and then you're got fermented, putrefied chicken carcass in your gut, and that's what's happening. And this isn't vegan propaganda. It has nothing to do with that. I would, if you're somebody that's eating chicken all the time, and you feel like you need an animal protein, to move on to beef, grass-fed beef. That flu virus, that bird flu virus, doesn't want beef. Chicken's in here and it breaks down. It starts breaking down, okay? And then it moves down the duodenum and into the small intestinal tract and breaks down even more. And then that chicken, part of it liquefies, gets into the liver through the hepatic portal highway, goes right up into the liver, right here, and it sits in the liver. Fat from the chicken is dispersed by, guess what? Your bile reserves. Your bile actually starts to break down the fats and disperses the fats. That goes all through the body, gets into the liver, and then gets through into everywhere else as well. So when you're sitting there and you got chicken now inside your gut and it's being dissolved by your gastric juices and dissolved by your bile, it ends up everywhere in your body. Your brain, your nervous system. Something from that chicken ends up somewhere, everywhere. Your bone marrow, your liver, and it takes time to get it out. When the day comes that these two viruses become one and mutate, and we have a deadly bird flu, you're gonna want, I think we have a tech problem with TikTok. I think they booted me again. You're going to want chicken out of your body. You'll have the greatest chance to push that virus out of your body. The greatest chance. And you'll have a survival opportunity as well. The evildoers are relying on the amount of chicken people eat. The amount of chicken people eat, the guarantee that the virus will be even more hungrier and deadlier and cause more damage. Anyway, watch this. Stop eating chicken. Eat beef if that's what you like. Eat fish if that's what you like. The right kind. Eat some sardines. Or maybe don't eat any of that. How about that? Eat some other things. But the birds die from the bird flu because the bird flu virus goes after the cells of the bird, after the organ cells, after the muscle cells, after the fat cells. So the virus is designed to go and eat, to go and feast on these cells, to attack the cells on the deepest level. The bird flu is designed, that virus is designed to attack the bird's nervous system. It's designed to attack the bird's brain and nerves. That's why the birds suddenly get the bird flu, and within hours, the bird just dies. That's what's happening. The reason why they're executing and killing so many birds right now, so many different, in the poultry world, agriculture, the poultry world, right? The reason why they're killing so many is because they're watching the birds die that fast, and it's scaring the crap out of everybody. It's not like the birds are sick and you put these birds over here, they're sick. Maybe these birds didn't catch the flu yet, put them over here. Maybe in this, in this pen here, the birds didn't get it. We just have birds getting sick in this pen. Because they're dropping dead so fast, it's scaring the crap out of people. So they're killing millions and millions and millions of chickens right now. You're seeing the egg prices go up. You're seeing eggs get scarce, and they're going to get scarcer and scarcer. So the bird flu is interesting because it is jumping to humans to some degree, but for a bird flu of this magnitude to do damage in a human, which it does, when it does get into a human, it needs another flu present. So it needs two flus, right? Needs another flu present. So let's see what we got here. So you got one. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Got another one. Okay? That's one flu virus. That's the human flu virus right there. Then you got the bird flu virus right there. Okay? So the goal of the evildoers is to make sure the bird flu enters the body and has a good chance of being in the body at the same time, whether or not at the tail end, but at the beginning of a human flu virus in the same body. This is the goal. You might not be able to see it too easily. There you go. How about that? Yep, there we are. What happens is they spar for a little bit. That's right. They do a little bit of sparring. Okay? They check each other out. They size each other up. They both don't want to die. And they both want to challenge and trick out the human immune system. So instead of one killing the other, they transmute, they connect, they sequence. Because they're all about reproducing. Because that's what happens if you get one flu cell, viral cell in you. How does it work? It reproduces itself to turn into 1,000, to turn into hundreds of thousands. So that when you sneeze, you're spreading it. It's out there, right? So it's done. But these two viruses eventually will bond together. So that's what the evildoers want. They want them to bond together and then sequence. What that means is they bond together and they reproduce a hybrid out of the human flu and the bird flu. Now that hybrid has information in it to destroy bird flesh. To destroy bird flesh, bird cells, bird brain cells, bird nerve cells. That's the goal, yes, of the virus. It's been engineered, manufactured, and raised in eggs to do so. And then placed into birds in labs, and they see enough birds die. They see birds die quick. They want like a 90% death rate. They want a 95% bird death rate. When they see that, then they get it out there. They got different means of getting the bird flu out there. Different means of doing it. So the goal is for people to carry a bird flu, maybe without knowing, and then pick up the flu that's going around. Yeah, that they put out there too. So they put both of them out there. The goal is just laughing. The goal is to get these two to sequence and get them to cause a problem. So what happens? When a mutation starts, we have a new bug. That's the goal. The mutation has a really high rate of killing people. Because it's with the human flu and it's the bird flu put together, the ratio of the death rate will most likely be at 50%. That's the goal. So if you look at 8 billion people on the planet, or don't quote me on the number of the people on this earth, but say 8 billion roughly, give or take, 4 billion die. That's the goal. I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not saying it's happening now. And I'm not saying God won't step in, and I'm not saying the angels won't step in and derail it. And I'm not saying the light won't come in and derail it. But that's what they're trying to do right now. Pretty crazy crap. So I'm not saying don't eat chicken because I'm a person of vegan nature, a vegan connoisseur, plant-based person, and I got all kinds of different propaganda lined up to try to get you guys to stop eating chicken. You want to eat chicken, eat chicken. But I'm going to go into why we shouldn't eat chicken. So we're going to head into that, okay? All right. Cooking the chicken doesn't help. Cook your chicken. Cook your chicken. I'll say that 100 times. Do not eat raw chicken. Do not eat raw chicken. Cook your chicken. Whatever you do. Deborah, I'm a nurse in a hospital, are full of influenza A and B, by the way. Flu A patients right now. So Deborah says she's a nurse and the hospitals are filled with influenza A. Yep. They're also filled with B. They're also filled with COVID and a few bird flus. They released some bad flus. That's why everybody's sick right now. But the timing is purposeful. They released some bad bird flus. So they released, more than one. It gives a greater chance for somebody to get that bird flu, not just somebody, hundreds and hundreds of people, and at the same time getting hundreds and hundreds of that flu, the human flu. The goal is to get those two to bond and mutate and make a deadly flu. People say, I can just eat the chicken and it will be okay. How does that work? It doesn't work that way. It's like this. The more chicken you eat, the more chances you're going to keep the bird flu active, strong, and alive. Because pretty soon, a lot of people are going to have the bird flu because it's jumping into people. You don't want that chance for it to jump and then proliferate fast and not be killed off by your immune system. The more bird flu gets around and spreads, because it's feeding on chicken inside people's bodies, the more chances it's going to get stronger and stick around longer to eventually make the sequence occur between the human flu and the bird flu. Cooking the chicken doesn't stop the problem. That has nothing to do with it.